Welcome to the Strategic Framework for Disaster Management. This video outlines the key concepts for preparedness, response, and recovery from various crises. Disaster management is a continuous cycle of planning, organizing, and implementing measures to prevent, reduce, and respond to crises. The goal is to minimize losses by focusing on risk reduction, vulnerability assessment, swift response, and sustainable recovery. We now begin Chapter 1, Disaster Classification. We will explore the different types of disasters, the relief agencies involved, and the role of NCC cadets. The World Health Organization, or WHO, defines a disaster as any occurrence causing damage, ecological disruption, and loss of life sufficient to warrant an extraordinary external response. This definition emphasizes the scale of events that overwhelm local capacities. Disasters are classified into several types. Meteorological disasters include storms and cyclones. Hydrological disasters cover floods and droughts. Geological disasters encompass earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. Wind-related hazards, like cyclones and storms, cause massive damage through high-velocity winds and torrential rain. Impacts include coastal surges, flooding, destruction of communication lines, and structural damage. Water-related hazards, such as floods and cloudbursts, result from excessive rain or sudden water release, leading to inundation. Impacts include the loss of crops and livestock, waterborne disease outbreaks, and mass displacement. Earth-related hazards like earthquakes and landslides are caused by internal shifts in the Earth's crust, leading to shockwaves or soil instability. These events result in building collapses, fires from gas line breaks, and road blockages. Biological disasters include epidemics and pandemics, which are widespread outbreaks of infectious diseases like COVID-19, exceeding the healthcare system's capacity. Response requires social distancing, massive vaccination, and immunization. Man-made accidents, often occurring on road, rail, and air networks, result from human error or mechanical failure, leading to mass casualty events. Common features include the immediate need for firefighting, urgent medical triage, and crowd control. Technological disasters involve industrial failures, such as toxic chemical leaks, gas explosions, or nuclear mishaps. The Bhopal gas tragedy is a grim reminder of industrial risk, requiring long-term health monitoring and specialized decontamination. Social and terrorist hazards involve deliberate actions intended to cause mass harm or disrupt social order. These include serial blasts, sabotage, armed conflicts, riots, and mass food or water poisoning. Environmental disasters, or ecological degradation, are slow-moving crises built over decades due to human negligence. Examples include global warming, sea level rise, deforestation, soil degradation, and loss of biodiversity. Next, let's examine the relief agencies that form the institutional framework for disaster response in India. The National Disaster Management Authority, or NDMA, is the apex body, headed by the Prime Minister. Mandated by the DM Act 2005, the NDMA lays down policies, coordinates central response, and approves national plans. The State Authority, or SDMA, is headed by the Chief Minister and focuses on state-level planning and implementation. Key functions include approving state DM plans, coordinating with the NDMA, and managing state relief funds. The District Authority, or DDMA, is the on-ground execution body, headed by the District Collector. Its responsibilities cover planning, coordinating local agencies, preparing district DM plans, and providing immediate field response. The National Disaster Response Force, or NDRF, is a dedicated force for specialized response to all disasters. They are trained in CBRN emergencies, strategically placed across 16 battalions, and act as first responders to major crises. Non-governmental organizations act as a critical bridge between the administration and the community. Their roles include emergency relief distribution, psychosocial counseling, community-level training, and logistics management. The Civil Defense Organization, or CDO, is a community-based volunteer force for emergency response. They offer casualty and rescue services, operate as an auxiliary fire service, maintain communications, and provide welfare support in rest centers. The Indian Armed Forces are the ultimate resource, called upon when civilian capacity is overwhelmed. They provide airlift and heli-lift expertise, infrastructure repair for bridges and roads, establish emergency hospitals, and conduct search and rescue operations. We now move to the next section, essential services. This covers the critical infrastructure and continuity of operations required during a disaster. Essential services are divided into several key areas. These include utilities like water and electricity, medical services such as hospitals and supplies, and communication networks for uninterrupted contact. Medical maintenance is critical, involving running facilities 24/7, coordinating casualty evacuation, and establishing makeshift hospitals. It also includes immunization and relief camps and hygienic carcass disposal. Communication and transport ensure the uninterrupted flow of information and goods. This involves maintaining the stability of transmitter networks, controlling rumors, repairing rail and road networks, and securing cargo in transit. Infrastructural recovery focuses on restoring normalcy. This includes rebuilding roads, bridges, and essential buildings. Economic rehabilitation funding and housing reconstruction plans are also vital components. Next, we will explore the essential role of NCC cadets in ensuring unity and discipline during times of crisis. NCC cadets serve as force multipliers for civil administration, providing crucial on-ground support. Their roles include assisting in evacuation, providing first aid and nursing, managing crowds at relief points, and counteracting rumors. In their pre-disaster role, cadets run awareness campaigns, educating the public through workshops and mock drills. They conduct seminars, provide emergency kit training, and help plan evacuation paths. During active response, cadets engage in physical tasks like filling and placing sandbags and cordoning off danger zones. They also assist in establishing relief camps and acting as messengers. In the post-disaster rehabilitation phase, the focus shifts to returning communities to normalcy. This involves clearing debris, distributing vital relief materials, overseeing sanitation, and organizing recreational activities for victims' psychosocial well-being. Technical assistance is crucial when strikes or outages occur. Qualified cadets can provide specific technical support, such as operating telephone exchanges, maintaining hospital security and discipline, running first aid centers, and assisting civil defense wardens. We now begin Chapter 2, Do's and Don'ts. This section outlines essential operational guidelines for personal and community safety during various disaster scenarios. General safety protocols emphasize functioning only under supervision, obtaining parental consent before deployment, and prioritizing personal safety above all. Always stay within pre-designated action groups and use only authorized equipment. For flood protocols, crucial do's include switching off the main gas and electric lines immediately. Use a long pole to check water depth when moving, and listen to All India Radio for official updates. Also, stay in designated low-lying area evacuation zone. Your go-bag essentials should include drinking water and dry edibles, a lantern or torch with extra batteries, a first aid kit with essential medications, and necessary identification documents. Matchboxes or candles should be stored in a waterproof case. Regarding flood avoidance, crucial don'ts include avoiding walking or swimming through flowing water and never driving through flooded roads. Do not consume food that has come into contact with floodwater, and do not reconnect power without official checks. Finally, avoid spreading or believing rumors. The tsunami strategy requires immediate movement to an area at least 20 meters above sea level. Stay inland until the all clear is given. Never go to the beach to watch the event. Wait for multiple wave successions and plan and practice evacuation routes regularly. Earthquake structural safety measures involve securely fastening shelves to walls, repairing deep plaster cracks, and anchoring overhead lights and fans. Identify, quote, safe spots in every room and keep heavy items on the bottom shelves. During the shaking, remember the core action: drop, cover, and hold on. Indoors, get under a sturdy table or bed. Outdoors, move to open ground and avoid power lines. If driving, stop safely and remain in the car. Never use elevators. If you are trapped under debris, do not light a match due to possible gas leaks. Cover your mouth with a cloth to protect against dust. Tap on a pipe or wall to signal rescuers. Use a whistle if available, and only shout as a last resort to conserve energy. For road accident protocol, first seek medical attention, then immediately call 112 emergency services. Record vehicle and driver details. Take photos from all angles and note witness contact information. When providing initial victim care, life-saving actions begin with remaining calm. Assess the area for immediate dangers like live wires or petrol. Check for a pulse and airway, provide CPR if trained, and comfort the victim with reassuring words. Finally, we introduce Chapter 3, Response Structures. This explores systemic preparedness and institutional resilience to manage disasters effectively. The disaster management cycle is a holistic, four-phase approach. It includes prevention, avoiding hazards, preparedness, planning and training, response, immediate life-saving actions, and recovery, restoring normalcy. India's vulnerability profile shows a high risk of natural disasters. 59% of the land is prone to earthquakes, and 12% is susceptible to floods. Additionally, 5,700 kilometers of coastline are prone to cyclones, and 68% of the cultivable area is vulnerable to drought. Effective early warning systems are vital. Components include cyclone alerts with 48 hours notice, the Sachet portal for disaster alerts, and the EWDS, a tower-based siren network. Cell broadcast sends direct-to-mobile warnings, and seismometers provide quake detection. Chapter 4 focuses on search and rescue, specifically the technical methods used to locate and extricate victims following a disaster. The principles of search and rescue involve organized efforts to locate and extract victims. Key priorities include maintaining rescuer safety first and maximizing rescues in minimal time. Focus on saving lightly trapped victims and emphasizing the, quote, golden 24 hours. Victim stabilization requires identifying yourself clearly as a rescuer and communicating calmly and confidently. Cross the room diagonally for coverage. Check under beds and inside closets, and provide immediate stabilizing medical care. Ground search tactics utilize systematic patterns like grid search for high probability areas and line search for large field coverage. Visual and audible checking involves actively searching, while tracking means following signs and clues. Canine-assisted searches are invaluable. Trained dogs can detect human scent under up to 30 feet of rubble or snow. They are essential for earthquake ruins and effective for avalanche location and wilderness SAR, though they require 12 to 18 months of training. Modern SAR technology includes UAVs and sensors. Drones provide thermal imaging aerials, infrared detects body heat, acoustic sensors listen for tapping, and sonar locates underwater victims. Technical rope rescue involves high-angle extraction from cliffs, buildings, or steep terrains. This uses grappling and pulley systems, secure harness anchoring, vertical extraction stretchers, and winching from helicopters. Water rescue tactics encompass aquatic operations in swift water for flood current rescue and still water for lake or pond rescue. These include the usage of inflatable rescue boats, as well as throw bags and flotation aids. Vehicle extrication involves removing trapped victims using heavy-duty hydraulic tools like jaws of life cutters and spreaders. It also utilizes lifting bags for heavy objects, shoring equipment for stability, and cervical collar stabilization for the victim. Chapter 5 is dedicated to medical triage, which focuses on prioritization in mass casualty incidents. The internationally accepted four-color code system is used for prioritizing care. Red signifies immediate/critical. Yellow is delayed/stable. Green is minor/walking wounded. And black is deceased/expectant. The field triage process uses the START protocol, which stands for Simple Triage and Rapid Treatment. This protocol assesses victims within 60 seconds, checking the airway, breathing, circulation, and pulse, followed by tagging and moving them to a designated area. The decision matrix provides a systematic flowchart for triage officers to remain fast and impartial. Key checks include whether the victim is walking, airway response, respiratory rate, and capillary refill time to assign a triage color. Medical skills training for cadets includes essential life-saving techniques. These cover cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR, hemorrhage control using tourniquets, and splinting and immobilization. Other skills are oxygen administration basics and triage tool proficiency. Chapter 6 covers psychological first aid, emphasizing emotional resilience and crisis support for affected individuals. Psychological first aid is guided by 3 core principles. Look means safety check and signs of distress. Listen involves active, non-judgmental empathy. Link focuses on connecting individuals to their needs and services. PFA reduces initial distress and fosters short-term adaptive functioning. When providing comfort in PFA, always introduce yourself and wait for permission. Ask simple questions about needs and be respectful of age and culture. Validate that their feelings are normal and respect their privacy and confidentiality. Chapter 7 focuses on command and control, which is about organizing for impact and strategic synergy during a disaster. The command structure ensures effective management through a centralized hub. Key elements include the Incident Command Post, or ICP, unified command across agencies, clear resource allocation, and adherence to standard operating procedures, or SOPs. The incident command system uses a standardized organization chart that is scalable for any disaster size. It utilizes common terminology for all participants and maintains a span of control of 1 leader to 5 staff. It also requires an integrated communication plan. Thank you for your attention to this critical mission. We are now ready to address any questions you may have.